full education about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that great big subscribe button right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon so you get notified of every time I go live like now or post a new video. So if you're new to this channel, you don't know who I am Sandra Bellamy. I'm author of this awesome Asexual Perspectives 47 Asexual Stories, that's real life stories book on Amazon, and also the author of Fibromyalgia Self-Help Handbook, which is a superhero autobiographical book. Yes, I'm Ace Fibro Girl, see there? So yes, you can go get those on Amazon. So let's crack on with today's episode, which is I'm trying a dating app detox. Now, what is a dating app detox? So a dating app detox is basically you are not going on dating apps anymore. You're refraining from doing it. You're taking a break from them, and you're trying not to go into them, and you're making a point of not doing that. So you might have seen my last live stream where I said that I'm sick of dating. I really am sick of it. I'm really fed up with it at the moment. I am a hyper romantic, so I am fully aware that I could change my mind quite quickly, but I feel really repulsed at the moment by dating apps, and the people that I'm getting, guys that I'm getting come through them. It's just really not good. The guys are no good for me. You know, as an asexual, sex repulsed person, I really need a guy who genuinely doesn't need sex, but loves kissing, loves romance, and a clean shaven guy. And I do prefer younger foreign guys in their 20s. Any guy I prefer in his 20s if he's the aesthetic type I like, which is usually younger foreign guys. And particularly Indian, as you know, and their culture is just so different to the way I am. I can't be in a kind of repressive environment, and I can't live a life with a guy where their parents live with them and their friends tell them what to do and stuff like that. I'm very much an individualist and a non-conformist, and when I go on these dating sites, it's just traditional sex, marriage, kids a lot of the time. And you would have thought that the world would have moved on by now. We're in the 21st century, but it's really not. So I was doing Facebook dating. I'm currently taking a break from that. So with Facebook dating, all you have to do is go in like the settings, and you can literally flick a button, or flick a switch if you like, a virtual switch, and that's take a break. And I've been taking a break on Facebook dating for I think at least a week now. I've forgotten how long I've taken a break for, because I've just not bothered going on there, because I found that the quality of guys coming through, the majority of time, they definitely weren't suitable for a relationship. A few of them okay as Facebook friends, but not really. A lot of the time down the line, they just don't end up being even great Facebook friends. But I still got a few on my Facebook from there. But I just found the Facebook dating, it was just the same old tired stuff, and I just got fed up with it in the end. I felt there's nothing new. I've pretty much gone through loads of people there, and I've really had enough. I did have 2 in-person dates through Facebook dating. Neither of them were any good for me, but I have to say at least I had something. Oh, hello, Alessandra Farsi. Oh, I haven't seen you for a while. I don't know if you want the other live stream, but anyway, it's lovely to see you. So anyway, so with Facebook dating, it really was just like, it was doing my head in. I have been having a break from that for a while. I think it's at least a week. I just didn't, I have had 2 dates, like I said. One was with an Indian guy, and I did fulfill a dream. I was a 21-year-old Indian guy. I got to have the most amazing kissing time with him. Yeah, the guy from yesterday's stream. Oh, it's a guy, is it? Alexandra. Oh, my name's Sandra. So when I see Alexandra, my name's like in your name. I didn't realise you were a guy, though. That's very nice. But yeah, because I like your name, but my name's Sandra, so it's like part of your name. It's very strange, very coincidental, although I don't believe in coincidences, but there you go. So thank you. I thought you might. I wasn't sure if you were on yesterday or not. But yes, or was that today? Anyway, I need to get on with the show. So going back to Facebook dating, it's Alexandra from Italy. Ah. Lovely. I like younger foreign guys. I don't know what age you are, but anyway, foreign people are beautiful. Obviously I've had a lot of problems with foreign people I've dated, but in general I still like foreign people. But yes, so anyway, Facebook dating. So what happened with Facebook dating, I did get a date with a guy, actual Indian guy in person, who traveled all the way to my city. He's 21 years old. He did travel quite a long way, and we ended up kissing for about an hour. Oh, hello, Sad. And so yeah, so that was like a dream come true for me. It's on my bucket list. Indian guys are the guys I'm most attracted to. I'd always wanted to like have an official date with one. That was really important to me because with my journey from liking Indian guys since 2014 on this channel, I hadn't actually had any official in-person dates. This guy wasn't asexual though, unfortunately. But yeah, I had a really nice time, but the actual date was really good. But after that, he just wanted to meet up for kissing, hookups, and he wanted to come to my place. There's no way I'm letting. He was highly heterosexual, very sexual guy, but respected my boundaries. But you know, I could tell he would want more and more from me. And he was like, "I want to come back to your place." It's like, there's no way I'm having you come back to my place, you know, and I'm not having you kissing me again and using me just for kissing. That's not what I was about. I told him before I met him that I was on Facebook dating to actually look for a real relationship. And some people might think, oh, well, 21, he might not want a relationship. But then I asked him that question before he met up with me. And, you know, I was in a serious relationship at 17 years old. That was my first long-term relationship. So I don't necessarily think it's true. And some people are married at 21. I don't want to get married, but I'm just saying. So anyway, that was the end of that. And I also had a date with a Pakistani guy before that. But that didn't work out because he wasn't being completely honest with me, and he was older than I usually like anyway. So yeah, that was that. I still had a nice date with him actually at the time. So that was, you know, I'm grateful for the fact that I had two dates, you know, and I enjoyed the actual dates themselves. So that's good. Thanks for the thumbs up. And the last person I had a date with on Facebook dating, he was Indian, 27, I think. Or was he 26? 20, I think he was 27. And anyway, but the problem was when I was having a video date, it was really bad because 3 times he went off the date and started phoning other people. So I'm phoning my auntie. I'm phoning this one person I don't even know who it was. And then another time he was phoning his mate, but he didn't tell them he was on a video date with me. He basically covered that up and just didn't tell them. And he was interrupting me. That's so rude. You know, so that was really no good. And he thinks it's fine to not always tell the truth and to lie sometimes. I'm like, I can't be in a relationship with a guy like that, you know, because he was interested in serious relationship. I had a nice date though in the part where he did talk to me. It wasn't nice because I had 3 interruptions, and there's no way you can be in a serious committed relationship with someone who's not even there for you in a video date when he said he'd be, you know. It's like, you don't just go off and hang the phone up on someone. If you did that, you know, it'd be really rude. So, but the actual date, the bits when I was talking to him, the majority of the time before I found out he thinks it's fine to lie, I was really laughing with him, and I found that really good because I don't usually find I laugh much on dates. I'm quite a serious person in some ways, and I like to have fun in a kind of like young, quirky, girly way, really, like going to theme parks and stuff like that, and just watching animations and, you know, in movies and stuff. So that's kind of like what I like. And anyway, so yeah, so but actually, you know, when we're chatting, he was making me laugh, and no one usually really does that, so I thought that was really nice. He had facial hair as well. I've really got to get a guy. If I get a guy, at the moment I think I'm better off staying single than not getting a guy. But if I get a guy, I really need to get one who likes being clean shaven, because I can't stand beards. It just really annoys me. And, you know, like even the guy yesterday who video chatted with me for 5 minutes and they're like, I'll call you back, and didn't bother. He like told me he's usually clean shaven, but he had facial hair. And it's like, I really can't stand it. I know loads of people like it. I really can't stand it. I like baby soft skin. I shave my arms all the time. Look, it's all baby soft skin. I shave my arms. I shave my legs. My mum's like, why are you shaving your actual arms? People don't do that. I'm like, because I don't like hair there. I like baby soft skin. And so, yeah, you know, and then the other guy, obviously, he blocked me on Messenger instead of turn up for the date. It's like, why block me on Messenger and not on Facebook, the whole Facebook? So I blocked him. And then I had a video date with another guy. These are all, yesterday it was, yeah, the video date was actually with an Indian guy. And it was nice. I did enjoy it, but it wasn't suitable for me. I thought about it later and he's just not going to be suitable for me. One, I couldn't see his Facebook profile. He locked it, and that really does put me off. I know maybe other people it doesn't, but if I cannot see a guy's Facebook profile and they lock it and they say they want to be my friend and really good friends and they're interested in relationship, I just can't take them seriously, and I just don't like it. I don't trust them because I like to see a history of them in the past. I like to know what they're like, and plus I use Facebook as my main method of communication. You know, it's like free for video calls, audio calls, messaging, and I just use it all the time. And when he was video chatting with me, he said he had Facebook. Then afterwards, he said, "I don't think I've got the Facebook app. I've only got Messenger," and I haven't used it in ages. And it's like, well, why did you say to me on the video chat you that's one of the things you use then? WhatsApp, Instagram, and that. It's like, why bring it up if you don't use it? It makes no sense. So and when he was talking to me, he knew I was asexual. And I thought he was saying, what about oil? Because I said I kiss, but only with my clothes on, like a guy's hands around my back. Hi Sandra, how you been? Long time. Oh, I'm talking about like having a dating app detox at the moment. Nice to see you. Lots of love. So yeah, so the guy yesterday I had video chat with, I didn't know what he was talking about. And I thought he kept saying oil, because I kept saying, well, why would I put oil? Why would I want oil on me if I've got clothes on? Because the oil would get on the clothes. And I kept saying it to him, but because he was Indian, I couldn't understand him, which I usually can. I eventually worked out he was saying oral sex. I'm like, no, I don't like any types of sex. I made that quite clear in my profile, you know. And it's like, how would I have oral sex with my clothes on? It's just like, wow, you could keep some clothes on, but not all of them. Oh my God. It'd be very difficult to keep all of them on, really. Oh, disgusting. Yeah, exactly. And so, you know, I just thought in the end, and when I talked to him about, you know, like, what's your view of marriage and stuff like that, like he said, oh, I wouldn't want it now, maybe in a few years. It's like, I don't want to get married. Do you know what I mean? Perversion. Yeah, I don't want to get married. And, you know, I don't want that type of life. And so when I thought about it afterwards, but I know your soulmate is coming soon. Well, I've decided that I'm taking a break from dating apps, and I think it's better to focus on business stuff, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. But I wanted to just say that, you know, but the guy yesterday I met on Bumble who was talking to me. So yeah, so Facebook dating, I've literally just like, ever since that happened with a guy who I think was 27, the video date with the Indian guy, who did make me laugh, but had, you know, 3 interruptions on our calls, just like stopping the call at the date and just like basically going off talking to other people and coming back. And then, you know, and the fact he thought it was good to lie sometimes, you know, I just immediately took a break from it. Now I thought, I'm just fed up. I'm just sick of guys who are being dishonest, who think it's fine to lie, who can't even admit they're having a video date with a beautiful girl. I mean, I have so many guys interested in dating me, but I mean, if they can't even be bothered to tell people they're on a date with a beautiful girl, then, you know, they're really not for me. I tell my friends I got a video date. I don't say specifically who it is. I say, oh, I got a video date with an Indian guy at such and such a time. They know not to disturb me, basically. And they just like, oh yeah, I hope it goes well. I don't go around saying this usually, but I might, you know, I do the odd one, but usually the majority of the time I don't. I just like, you know, I've got a video date with an Indian guy at such and such a time or later on or whatever. It's usually Indian, but not always. And so, yeah, so I took a break after that because I was just like really disappointed. And, you know, it seems like on Facebook dating, they just want hookups, and, you know, they're just really not the type of person that I'm looking for, in looks maybe, and the fact they live in the UK. But, and then Bumble, I love it. I did a review of it because I love the app itself in terms of the clarity of the photographs, the fact that I got response within 24 hours. I had an audio call. You know, I got like messages. The photographs are very, very crystal clear, I think. You learn a lot more about the person because they got their star sign, they got whether they want kids someday or not. You know, they got like their education level, which isn't on Facebook. And so you do learn a lot more from them than you would on Facebook dating. I think there's a lot that Facebook dating could do to improve their actual, you know, dating part of their app, you know. So and on Bumble, women make the first move, but I just found it so exhausting because as a woman you just got to keep flicking through because you're not going to get approached. They can't approach you, first of all, they're not allowed to. It's specifically women only. So as a woman you've got to be doing all the work, and it just got so time consuming, so energy draining, because there's not many guys I actually like on there, because obviously I don't really get attracted to British guys. Loads of them have beards and it's just swipe left, which means I don't, you know, not interested in them. Swipe left. And, you know, and then the majority of them, they don't want, you know, they may not want marriage or kids now, but a lot of them will want it in the future. And I'm surprised on Bumble how many NHS doctors are on there. Foreign, look like they're Indian, a lot of them. And they might not be Indian, they might be Pakistani or something, but a lot of them look like they're Indian. And yeah, they just like want casual, you know. Some of the guys are really good looking, I liked some, and then as soon as I went casual, something casual, and I'm just like want to scream, you know. I'm like, why would you want something casual? I guess with being doctors, maybe they feel they can't have a serious committed relationship. Nice picture of you today. Oh, thank you. So yeah, so maybe, you know, like because they're NHS doctors, maybe they want the relief and stuff. But I was thinking on my way to physiotherapy today, which is meant to be my last session, providing my ankle's okay with the next 2 months. You know, I was thinking like all the NHS doctors that are on Bumble that just want something casual. I'm thinking like, just imagine how many patients they treat, and you know where their hands will have been all over women's bodies, and like them having sex, like casual sex. I mean, surely that's not very good, is it? It's not very hygienic. But that's what sprung to mind. That's a very asexual way of thinking, you know what I mean? Instead of thinking about the sex they're having, I'm thinking it's very unhygienic, and you know what I mean? Going into the hospital where their hands have been all over different types of women because they're just having casual hookups all the time. I'm like, you know, what's the world coming to? I probably shouldn't have said coming to, because sexual people will think that's a good joke, but I didn't mean it like that. But yeah, so you know, I just got really fed up with Bumble, and it's just so energy draining, time consuming, and you know, I'm not getting anywhere with it. You know, they don't, you know, they're all really marriage and kids and wanting a traditional relationship, and I just not into traditional relationships. I want the commitment and the loyalty and honesty, but all the guys so far is, you know, they're just not suitable for me. A lot of them lie, and it's terrible. I mean, on Facebook I get loads of married men who try to connect with me and private message me. They've got their wife on they've got married in their profile. Some of them don't have their wife on their photograph, and others do. I mean, some of the dating apps I've been on over the years, they've had a picture of them, their wife with them in their wedding dress. I'm like, how can you do that to her? How can you betray your wife? If you don't want to be faithful to her, then stop lying to her and go and just be, you know, set her free to be with a guy who can love her and be honest with her and care for her, you know, because it really upsets me. You know, like, I'm not being funny, but there's a lot, you know, I do like Indian guys, but there's so many Indian guys go, oh, marriage is so sacred, marriage is so precious, right? Maybe they actually do believe it, some of them, but you know, they might say that, and they think arranged marriage is fine, but I see the other side of it but they don't believe divorce. Yeah, they don't believe divorce, but I see the other side of it, where they're cheating all the time. They're cheating because they're private messaging me. Yeah, they want a mistress, exactly, and they want someone to emotionally connect with. They think as an asexual person across the oceans that they can just have an emotional affair with me, basically, from what I can gather. It's like, oh, I've had guys say to me, oh, I want a relationship with you. We can just have an online relationship. It's like, F off. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I don't want an online relationship. I'm very crystal clear about what I want. You know, I don't want sex. I don't want marriage. I don't want kids. I like to live separately, but in in a relationship or have one, and the guy to come live near me, but not with me. It's very crystal clear. And it's, and it can work. With my last long-term ex, we didn't, thanks, Viola. Good for you, says Viola. With the last long-term ex, I didn't actually live with him in the end, and it was better for me. I wasn't wasting so much time, but I find as well, the video dates I'm having, some of them I'm getting bored in. I don't usually, if they're like really young, like 21, but like these things, the older they get, the more bored I get. It's like, oh my god, like if they're 27, it's like or the guy yesterday, I think it was one of the guys yesterday was 30. He was nice looking, he was cute, and he didn't look 30, he looked 23. But it's like, I don't know, I just like, where's the intelligent conversation from their end? I just find it like, it's just, I just think there's more negatives at the moment, and that's why I've like literally taken a break from Facebook dating, got Bumble on indefinitely snoozing now. So I thought with Bumble there was no way of taking a break when I did my video the other day. That's the only thing I would like to do another video to just show people how to actually snooze Bumble, which would mean going to the app again and probably like setting it off again just to do it, which is like not really the point, because I've gone off it now and snooze it indefinitely. That means I can still activate it, but it's not going to be, unless I decide to, it's not going to come back. Whereas if you just snooze it for a week, it just comes back by itself after a week. It reactivates itself. And so I just don't want it at the moment. I just think it's too much time I'm wasting. The guys, when I have the dates, yeah, it's lovely to see Indian guys, but like some of the time I'm just getting bored. I'm thinking, you're not mentally stimulating me, and I need mental stimulation. It's just like, it's just no good for me. And so, and also ASAP, which is a dating app for asexuals. I looked the other day and it's like about 5 people on there now in my area and the age. And I put quite a lot of filters on the age, and I'm just thinking, right, I'm just going to, with ASAP, you don't really need to take a break, because you just like, unless you go into the app, you don't really get anyone messaging you anyway. So basically, I'm just on a break from all the dating apps. I'm still in dating groups. I still run 3 Facebook asexual dating groups. I'm still in the asexual groups. And there's one, I'm still in some other groups, but I'm not being active in them. There's one group that is Indian, divorced, single, separated, but the majority of them seem to be actually, not good after sex, after money, after a job, after somewhere to live in the UK, after a visa for marriage. It's like, even there's a couple of older Indian guys and they're warning me. But it's like, I am quite aware of what they do, and I just say no. And a lot of the time I block a lot of them, because as soon as they, like the other day, the guy goes, oh, so have you got a friend for me in the UK? A friend like, exactly, it's using us. Exactly, Fiona. And this guy said to me, oh, right, well, okay, have you got a friend like you in the UK, like a pretty girl in the UK? I'm like, no, stop using. Exactly, I think I said stop using us, basically. Stop using women, I said, and I blocked him. I had a couple of guys like that. It's like, they're like, they ask about me, and then when I say no, they're like, oh, is there someone else and they keep saying to me, there's one guy at the moment that asked me about a job, but I haven't blocked him yet. That's what they tell me. Have you got a girl for me in the UK? And next, they just want them in visas. It's just disgusting. It's like they're not really interested in us, or they are, well, they can get out of us and they'll go on to someone else. It's like, I'm not. Yeah, it is horrible, Fiona. I can expect you do get angry. I get angry as well. It pees me off. I'm like, like you know what I mean? It's like they're just scavengers, I feel. It's like disgusting. And it's like, oh, so clearly you're not really interested in me. The only thing you're interested in, well, you probably do think I look good looking, but the only thing you're interested in really is coming to the UK. You can give a sweet F what the person, well, some of them do say, is there a pretty girl like you in the UK? But I said, go find yourself. Exactly, Fiola. Exactly. That's exactly right. It's like, I mean, when they say about jobs, I'm like, find your own job. I'm not your slave. You know what I mean? I'm definitely not a subservient person. I'm not a slave to any guy. I hate being told what to do. I won't be told what to do. Even at the asexual meetup, someone said that I was excessively using hand gel to stop using it. I'm like, I won't be told what to do, because it was a moisturizer one as well. It wasn't just a hand sanitizer. And I have a bigger moisturizer tube, but it was right at the bottom of my bag, so I was like using it for two purposes. Plus I was eating, I sort of like was using it, you know. So because I just don't like being told what to do by anyone. I don't think it's right. If someone's got something they need to say, they need to say it in a constructive, nice manner. Like, not go, don't do this. It's like, I'll do what I like. I'm a young adult, you know what I mean? And so yeah, so I just got so disheartened and fed up with the dating scenario. I'm saying I'm not submissive. I don't know why. Oh, I'm glad I'm not submissive. I don't want to be submissive. You know what I mean? It's just I need a strong guy as well, because they like control. Exactly. They love control. I just don't like it. I don't want to be controlled by anyone or anything. I'm, you know, like, I don't need it in my life. And so, you know, like, I just, like, I've had enough of dating at the moment. I'm sick of it. I'm like, I'm not submissive. I don't want to be controlled. I don't want to be living with an Indian guy with his parents, brother and sister. I don't want to get married anyway. I don't want kids. I don't want a traditional, thanks for the thumbs up, lots of love. I don't want a traditional, like, let's do a 9 to 5 job. Let's come home and watch TV. Let's eat and die. I don't want that life. I've had that life before. And I kind of think that I was dead. I didn't die, but I kind of feel like that life is dead. And I was reborn into a younger life when 2012 hit. 2012 changed because I stopped being depressed and I went back to realizing who I was, my teenager self, reprogram my mind to be younger, and the rest, they say, is history, you know. And I'm so much happier now. I love my life now because it's full of fun, you know, whenever I can get to have fun. You know, even though I've obviously got fibromyalgia, which is a chronic pain condition, like, even my physio said today, make sure you do what you love and enjoy, because he knows that it helps with the pain. Like, you know, dancing, self-dating, going to the cinema on self-dates, eating out, all that stuff just makes me feel so much better. I have next door neighbor, Bangladesh. They have 4 people living together. One married, it's 30, and they have a baby now. Yeah, it's weird, Theola, because a lot of the foreign guys, even as students, they all live together. There's usually 4 of them in a house. But in terms of actually what they want, that when the Indian guys I've dated, they want to bring their mum over or their family over, and they want to live with their parents in the house with their siblings, and like basically get married and all live in a house together till they die. And it's like, oh my Lord, I don't want to be in that situation, because I don't want to. I would hope that I would get on well with his parents. Don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't want to live all in the same house with them. I don't like getting so close like that, living family. No, it's a bit much, isn't it, for you? Just watch the guy doesn't start fancying you and saying stuff. I probably won't if he's a family guy. But yeah, it's just really, really bizarre. I just don't like the fact, you know, like, I appreciate that Indians have different culture, but if they're in our country, it's kind of like, why are you still doing, like, well, I guess it's their culture. I mean, I've got to respect the fact that people have different cultures, but I do not want that life. You know, like, they're like, oh, well, we're with that, we look after our parents. Like, when we were kids, our parents look after us, and now we're older and we're responsible. We can look after our parents till our last breath and everyone's dead. And I'm like, I like it in the sense that it's a family bond, it's community, it's caring, but it's just excessive, I feel. And, you know, I can understand if they want their parents to come over here and live near them, but actually in the same house, it's just like, to me, it's just like, and it's like, you know, like, it's total different culture. It really, really is. Complete different culture. And I just couldn't, I'd be too repressed and restricted, I think. I mean, I don't actually want to live with the guy. So, well, I told him, he started flirting to give me a message because I said I got pain. He saw me outside, but his caring, sorry, I couldn't see that last bit. Because I said I got pain. He saw me outside, but his caring, he said if I need him to help, to call him. Well, some of the foreign guys are very caring in a nice, actual way. You know, so, you know, I find quite a lot of guys can be caring, foreign guys, which is good, but so long as if they're married, they shouldn't be flirting. It's okay to be friendly, but not flirting. Because I had a foreign guy, for example, in Exeter, in my city. He was a barber, and he just asked me if he could help with my bags, carry my bags for me of shopping, because he saw us struggling. So I don't mind something like that. He didn't mean anything by it. Yes, he's Muslim. Yeah. But you know, but it's just like I feel that I'm gonna try this dating app detox, because I think that it's quite toxic in a couple of ways. One is that it gets quite obsessive, because you get dopamine. Like, I don't know if you realize, but every time like we swipe on social media, we get a dopamine hit, basically, and it can act like a drug in the end, where you're constantly swiping and you can't stop it, and you can end up doing it for hours. So this is kind of how social media can be bad for us. However, I find social media great, because I feel closer to people, even from far away. Oh, it's not a detox app, Theola. It's not a detox app. I'm doing a detox from dating apps. So there's no app that I'm following. The whole point is I'm taking a break from dating apps. That's the point. So I'm detoxifying myself. Instead of keeping them on there and swiping all the time throughout them, I've decided to stop it, because it's too time consuming. Guys are lying to me. They're either pretending to be asexual when they're not, or the majority are pretending they can live without sex, or they're implying they might be asexual. You know, and they're just lying, and they're just like not valuing my worth. They're not valuing my time, and I'm absolutely sick of it. So when you're on dating apps, it's very addictive, is what I'm trying to say. And you swipe, and you get hits. People, there's lots of, like, if you Google it, there's lots of information on the internet. But basically, when we swipe, including on dating sites, it releases dopamine, so that the more we swipe, the more we get like feel good chemicals, and it can act like a drug. And so the more you get swiping, you get addicted to it. And so it's very important sometimes that we take a step back and we try to do without these things, in order to prevent addiction and to detoxify ourselves, so we're not in need of that thing. So I said earlier that I'm still in dating groups on Facebook. I run 3 dating groups, so I have to be in asexual dating groups, because I run 3 of them. I'm admin of 3. They're actually created by me. And I'm in other dating groups on Facebook, and I'm in traditional dating groups on Facebook. One of them, I still keep getting Indian guys in my inbox, because my posts keep showing up, because they all like it, which is nice. They like my look, but that's all they're paying attention to, really. One guy came in my inbox a couple of days ago from that group, and he's like, "Oh, I hear you're looking for an Indian husband." It's like I'm gonna, you know, it's like, I really feel like swearing now, because it's like, I put in the bio, I do not want to get married, and it really irritates me and makes me very angry when people do not look and read my bio. I think, you ignorant so-and-so, you know, you can't even be bothered to look at what I put in my bio, that I don't want to get married, I don't want sex, I don't want marriage, I don't want kids, and I like living separately. I don't know how much more blatant I can make it, and I'm sick of going on dating apps trying to explain my asexuality constantly, like, oh well, I appreciate your choice. I'm like, it's not a choice. I didn't choose to be asexual. I was born asexual and didn't realize it. I appreciate your lifestyle. It's like, it's not a lifestyle. Oh, well, what made you this way? It's like, nothing made me this way. I am this way. I'm a genuine asexual. I literally do not experience sexual attraction. I don't look at anyone and think I want sex with them. I don't have an urge for sex. I don't have a need for sex. I don't have a want for sex. It doesn't happen. I have a need, urge, and want for kissing, and that's why I end up on dating apps a lot of the time in romance. But at the moment, I'm so repulsed by what's going on in the dating apps, particularly towards me as an asexual person, that it just makes me feel sick at the moment. And I'm quite glad that I'm off them at the moment and taking a break. And it's very good to detox your soul. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I could be doing. There's a lot of business stuff. So obviously, I want to keep growing this channel. You might have noticed I do more and more content these days as much as possible. I had COVID, so I've still been getting gradually into doing the live streams more and more again. because it takes a while to get over that. I still had a sore throat last week, for some of last week, quite a bit, so that was meant I couldn't really do so many. So I'm just seeing how I go this week to see how many I can actually do. But you'll notice there's quite a lot of shorts because I went out to Nando's today. There's quite a lot of shorts videos I like to do because I notice a lot of people like asexual entertainment as well. So now I'm trying to do like asexual live streams, asexual short entertainment sometimes, or short information videos as well. So I'm trying to do a balance of live streams, back to doing live streams as much as possible again. But again, I'm not gonna like push myself. Sandra did the right thing getting off dating apps, thank you. So I'm not gonna, if I start to feel like my throat's going to be a bit sore again, I might have to take a little break. But I did say on this channel, I'm going to gradually get back into them. I did one yesterday, today I'm doing it now. But yes, it's good for me to get off dating apps, wasting the time. I just hope that my mind can stay that, because what happens after a while is I start feeling not like myself because I'm so romantic inclined, and I feel I need to have some romance, and that's the only way I can get it in my life is by doing the dating apps. Apart from with myself, I'm very romantic with myself. I can self-date and all that lot. But I have this because I'm a hyper romantic, I have this innate desire and need usually to be romantic. At the moment, I'm just really repulsed. And so that's good, but I might not last. Sometimes it only lasts for like 3 days, and then I feel like going back to doing that. Sometimes it lasts like a week or two, but then I start feeling down because I'm thinking I want some romance in my life, and it's very difficult as an asexual person who's romantic to get romantic needs met, because if for example, like, I don't want an actual marriage but I want romance, it's very difficult. It's like, how do I get that romance? That's a question I've been asking myself lately. How do I get my romantic needs met? Because I'm not going to get into a relationship with a guy who's wrong for me. I'm very quirky and different anyway. I'm an individualist, a non-conformist. I live a very unconventional life and I love it. I don't actually need a guy pretty much the only thing I need in terms of a guy, if you like, is the kissing and romance. But I can do that myself for myself. But it's just like, there's only so much you can do for yourself, And I do like male company. I really like male company. I like having male friends more than female in general. But obviously, it's just like, it's just not good for me anymore at the moment. And I've been thinking about all the stuff I could be doing. So on the dating apps, I'm finding that the Indian guys I'm talking to, I know that I'm attracted to Indian guys, and it's been good. I think it's good that I've had dates with Indian guys, so I can actually feel what it's like being with an Indian guy on a date. I can see what their perspective is, what their culture's like, and I can think, my God, this is not what I want. I think there must be one or two or a few Indian guys in life that I know how you feel. I'm happy in myself, but I get lonely, like something is missing. Oh, it's difficult, it's very difficult when you're asexual and you lack sexual attraction, you don't like sex, and you're really romantic. There is like this innate desire, and the way I can get my romantic needs met the most is by going clubbing, which I really enjoy. And then if any guys want to kiss me and I want to kiss them, then that's fine. Rob, I briefly tried Facebook dating again to use the friend option, but oh, hang on a minute. Let's see. Sorry. Right. I briefly tried Facebook dating again to use the friend option, but it would only show me local dating options, not local friend options. So I quit after a couple of days. Yeah. So basically, when you try the friendship button in Facebook dating, they're the same profiles. It's still their dating profile, but instead you press the friend button. And I've discovered that when you use the friend option, it's basically you can connect with them as a friend, and then maybe it leads to more. And I found that a lot of the time the friendship button on Facebook dating is like, some people use it for friends with benefits, which is really bad. Because as an asexual person, friendship, I'm thinking, great, this is a person, like a guy in my case, that I can, spend time getting to know. We can meet up, maybe go to cinema, maybe go for a meal, maybe go for a drink locally and stuff like that. And, we can have a nice time, at least be friends, at least have some male company. That'll be really good. But a lot of the time, they just literally think it's friends with benefits. And it's like, oh, I've had guys saying to me off the friendship thing, like, oh, so when are you coming? When are you inviting me to your place? And it's like, I connect with you as a friend. And then other guys that have genuinely, some of them, like one of them so far, just one guy's like been my actual friend and actually talked to me off the app on Facebook, and we've had some conversations, but we're very opposite on a lot of things, which isn't very helpful, so not suitable for a relationship. But you know, but the friends, I found quite a lot of through the friends that I actually was more attracted to than the actual matches on Facebook dating, because I used to get on the friends, I used to get a lot of Indian guys and younger foreign guys, whereas on the matches I got quite a lot of British guys that I'm really not interested in. And so yeah, Rob, yeah, it was totally missold. Yes, exactly. Basically the Facebook dating friends option is basically missold. But when I went on Bumble and on Saturday, when I matched with this guy who video dated me yesterday off there on Bumble, this is where women approach first, he was using the best friend option. I was using the dating option. So we were coming, and I didn't know he was using the friend option. So at least on Facebook, it says if they've matched with you as a friend or if they've matched with you just with a heart because they want to date you. It does actually do that. But on Bumble, it didn't show me that he matched with me because he wanted to be my friend. Showed me he was in travel mode, which I didn't even know what that was. And then he told me what travel mode is on Bumble is they can pick a country, and they can pick a country, and even if they don't live in it, they can look for a potential partner in another country. That's how I found him, because I thought this guy on Bumble was in Bristol, which is like 2 hours from where I live in the UK. And when I clicked through it, though, at the bottom it said Bristol, and then it said 2 places in India. And he's like, oh no, I'm in India, but in travel mode, which means you can type in a city or wherever in another country, a place in another country, and find potential matches in another country, because he does want to move over to the UK, or actually USA. So yeah, that was really weird. So I didn't know on Bumble that he liked me as a friend, and he wanted to make connections as a friend more than anything, because it didn't say that. So I thought at least Facebook dating actually just show you how they liked you. Did they like you as a friend, or did they like you as a dating match? It's either a heart is a dating match, a smiley face is a friend. But with Facebook dating, yes, it basically means like some of them are friends with benefits, and others, there are a few on there genuinely looking for friends, but a lot of the time they're looking for friends leading to more. And so basically, you know, that's what I discovered. I'm sorry you discovered that as well. I found YouTube Sean and Camille Hendricks, his 24 and she's 38 Christian couple. Ah, right. So that's an age gap relationship, is it, Theola? I'm on my phone at the moment, so I'm trying to see all the thing. So Theola says she found a YouTube channel, Sean and Camille Hendrick. He's 24 and she's 38. They're a Christian couple. They serve God together. They have true power, love for each other, and it's not just sex. Right. So yeah. So she's the older one. She's like 14 years older than him. They met on conference call. Yes, age gap ratio. Yeah. So I'm a girl who likes younger guys, and so that's why Fiola is saying it, if you're new to this channel. Yeah, I love age gap, love videos, especially where the woman's like the older one. But it's really weird. Like some people, like on the dating app, like Facebook dating, when I put my birth certificate, which I'm not interested in at all. Some of them are, like keep saying to me, "So what's your real age?" Because obviously I look nothing like my birth certificate age the majority of the time, all the time. Some guys might think they differ from that, but usually guys think I'm much like different. And so a lot of the time they don't believe me. They think I'm lying. They're like, so what's your real age? I'm like, well, actually on Facebook dating, that is the birth certificate age I am, but I'm just not interested in it. I couldn't care less about it. And I don't live like that. Look, I've got cuddly toys all around my room. I look like I'm 15 the way I live. One guy did say to me though, an Indian guy, the 27-year-old, when his videos dating me, it's like, you look like a child. I'm like, oh, thanks. Most women would be offended by that, and I'm not. I'm like, yay, because I am really young. I just don't relate to my birth certificate age whatsoever. Not in the mind, not in the lifestyle, not in my soul, nothing. It's just a piece of paper to me, but I'm glad I was born. I related to it years ago, because years ago I was older. Now I'm younger. But yeah, so the dating detox I'm doing basically is decided to come off the Facebook. Well, I haven't deleted the app. I've just like taken a break from it, which unless I flick it back, it means it's like an indefinite break. And I've snoozed Bumble permanently at the moment. And then ASAP I've not opened. Yeah, you look young and pretty and young teenager heart. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of guys think I am really young because they look at my, and some of them come on the video chat and they're like looking at my bedroom like this because they expect me to behave like the birth certificate age I am, and it's like they don't understand it. I think that's why they think I'm lying as well about my birth certificate. They're like, huh? They're like, oh, can I see your room? And I'm like, yeah, there's the Harry. Look, I'm like, yeah, like, can you see I'm on a broomstick? That's me at Harry Potter Studios. That's me at a theme park. I got cuddly toys, aquarium, all sorts of like hearts and like, you know, cuddly toys, you know, as you're 15. So yeah, but yeah, so basically, I think it's going to be really good for me to see how I go on the dating detox situation, dating app detox. I'm not completely detoxifying in terms of I'm still in the groups, but I'm not really being active in the group. Obviously, I'm active in my own groups. I have to be. I can't expect the asexuals to care about groups if I'm not in them. Do you know what I mean? But and the asexual groups. I mean, really, truly, and honestly, I would love to find a guy who's Indian, obviously in his 20s, 23 ideally, who is different to his culture and he just can't stand being conventional in his culture and just likes love and kisses and romance, but needs freedom in the sense that he doesn't want to be living with his family and he wants his independence and he wants to like be with a girl more than anything, and he wants to spend the rest of his life with a girl, and he loves his family, but he doesn't need to live with them or be with them all the time, you know. And just he's different, and he's like a night owl like me, and he's unconventional, and he just does projects and stuff, and he's just, you know, very intelligent, and he builds websites and he chats to me, maybe he does creative pursuits and stuff like this, and he's asexual and he's really, really into kissing. He doesn't care what people think, and he'll just kiss and cuddle and hold hands in public, and he's just happy to have a girl and stuff like that. That's what I want, really. You know, but I think maybe just leave it for a couple of years. But I know I'm too hyper romantic to get that. They can't leave their mummies, boys. I know, it drives me mad. I really drives me mad. I think it's good to respect, you know, that they respect their mum and stuff, but you know, I think it's bad that they allow their mum to tell them what to do and to rule their life, and their parents are just like, I can't stand that, you know. Like, if I love my parents dearly, but they're very opposite to me, and I wouldn't even be doing this channel now if I was living the way my parents want me to live. Well, would want me to live. I mean, they don't tell me how to live. They know better. They know better than to do that with me. But if they were the type of parents that did try to do that, or I was living the way they like to live, I'd be a completely different person. I wouldn't be doing this channel right now, and I wouldn't be even online on social media doing anything, pretty much. Because my mum doesn't use social media whatsoever. And my dad like has very limited social media, and they're nothing like me. Like, I'm really public about my life, and they're just more private, and they don't kiss in public even though they're married usually, and they're the opposite of me, you know. But I love them dearly. It wouldn't do for us all to be the same, but I wouldn't want that type of relationship because I'm the opposite, you know. That's what I'm trying to say, even though I love them dearly, you know. And so yeah, so I just feel that really I need to be refocusing my mind now and my life onto like growing this channel, still helping you on this channel far more, finishing my Asexual Guide to Sex book, which is still important. I've had to put that on hold a bit because obviously I had COVID. I managed to do some during like the latter part of COVID, but then this last week I've had to do legal paperwork. I've got more to do. That was last week, and I've got more to do this week. And so, yeah, it's a bit chaotic the end of this month. And I'm going to London on Thursday to meet my best asexual friend, Sammy. And we're going to War of the Worlds in London on Thursday, special event. They got actors and actresses there playing the parts, telling the story. And it's a 4D experience. There's all special effects, 2 hours. Yeah, it's really nice, Viola, with a break in between. And it's going to be amazing. I'm so looking forward to it. That's this Thursday in London. It's going to be a long day for me because I'm going to be leaving at 6 something. I'm not going back. Well, I don't leave London till 10 something. I leave my home at 6. I don't get back, I think, till 1:30 or something. But yeah, it's really weird because I have a change coming back, and there's a rail strike the day before, so I don't know if the rails are going to be in chaos, and so I might not get back till like much later because I've got a 7-minute change at one of the stations late at night, nearly midnight. I'm like, oh my god, I've never done that before. I didn't realise when I booked it. I would have booked a different train, I think, else, but never mind. It's all paid for a while ago, so yeah. But I'm really looking forward to that. And so, you know, personally for me, I just find that, you know, like if people want conventional relationships and I'm just not into that, if I'm having video dates, I'm already getting bored. And I think I could not spend the rest of my life with this guy because it would just bore me. No, I say no offense, but it would. You know, because I think that a lot of the time, the traditional life, you know, they just don't have much to say, basically, very much to talk about some of the time, you know, not everyone, but some of the time. I find asexuals have a lot more to talk about. And, you know, maybe it's because sexuals are too focused on sex or something, not much else. But they have other things in their life, but it's just like, I don't know. It's just like, I find it like not very stimulating. I just get bored. I'm thinking, oh dear, I'm bored already. Which isn't good. And then I'm thinking, you know, like with all this situation with just like the wanting hookups and you know, it's just a succession of things that's just not suitable for me, and I just think I'm better off on my own. But then it's like, how do you get your romance and kissing needs met? The only way I've been able to do that in the past is through a club. But every time, you know, last time I went to a club, I got COVID. The year before I went to a club, I got chest infection for 7 weeks, and that's without kissing anyone. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's kind of like and before pre-COVID I used to kiss guys, but it's all a bit like difficult now, you know what I mean? But I do get these really strong desires to sometimes. But the reason that a club is good is because, you know, like it's in a public place. So, you know, there's security guards around, so it's a safer environment. I go home by myself in a taxi. I always book the taxi before I even like start dancing, like as soon as I get there usually. And so, you know, I go home on my own. It's already booked. And it's just like, you know, it's just like I like kissing in public anyway, and I get less attached because we usually don't talk much. We're just kissing, and so I don't really ask them much about themselves that much. I ask where are they from. They say India quite a lot, and so I just like that information, you know. And so yeah, it's good when you find a guy to do missions together. Yeah. Well, with my asexuality mission, you know, getting asexuality recognised as a sexual orientation throughout the globe in its own right, so no asexual has to live in fear of ridicule ever again. I need a guy's going to support me in that. And a lot of the time, the guys are like, oh, I appreciate your mission, but I'm not on that life path, you know? And that's fair enough. At least they're being honest. But, you know, it's like a lot of guys who are asexual, if they're not out about it being asexual, which are quite a lot of Indian guys aren't, for example, then they don't want to be with someone who's asexual and out because they don't want their parents or family to know they're asexual. And if they're with me, I wouldn't keep it a secret because of everything I do online, you know? I would love it in the future if I did get an Indian guy in a relationship and he came on my channel and he did support the work I do for asexuals, regardless of his sexual orientation. And he was like what I dreamed, everything I dreamed he'd be and more, you know? I deserve that, right? So it would be amazing, but at the moment it's not forthcoming. I just think it'd be better for me to try and get into some sort of routine where I'm getting a lot more dopamine from things I'm doing myself rather than going on dating apps, you know. But I do like it for the romance. I get the craving for romance. At the moment I'm fine not pursuing that on the dating apps. But with me, sometimes I get a bit miserable if I'm not getting romance in my life because I'm just a hyper romantic, you know. But we'll see how it goes. I think it's good, at least for now, to have a dating app detox and just be off them, because I got to a stage now where I don't even really want to speak to any guys anymore on the dating apps. I just ultimately think they're going to be no good for me. And so that mindset and attitude's no good to have if you're going to do dating, because every guy who turns up, I'm not gonna think they're gonna be good anyway. It's my mindset switched at the moment. To like, they're really not good guys. None of these are good guys for you, so they're all bad guys, you know what I mean? So that's not a good mindset or frame of mind or attitude to have if you're going into dating. So I've just had enough now. I think, you know, be single, try and work something out so that you get out. I do need to get out of my flat and stuff. I might go to more meetups on meetup.com locally that aren't for asexuals, but I'm in the 20s to 30s group on meetup.com. And they said I'm welcome to go to any meetup, say what I want. Me too. I had enough. Yeah. So I get on quite well with those people there. They always seem happy to see me. When I went out with my friend Vanessa, who's asexual, we went past them in one of the pubs because we're eating in there. They're like, "Oh, come join us, come join us." And then, you know, I said I can't because we're going and we're going out, and like to my friend did karaoke. You can see her on here. Oh, Fiola said, yeah, they say that think we've got the problem, but they've got the problem. Yes, they have got the problem, Fiola. You know, any guy that lies or cheats or be's dishonest or doesn't believe our asexuality or doesn't accept us for what we are, who uses us, who tries to do whatever they can to get stuff out of us, who wastes our time, wastes our energy. It's not us that's the problem, it's them. But if they're not going to change, you know, the only problem is for us is if we keep allowing that. So that's why I'm having a break, because, you know, I don't want to waste my time. If they're wasting my time and energy, I'm allowing that. But obviously when you're dating, you are going to be taking time, energy and effort. So it's a difficult one because, you know, dating is not easy for anyone, especially online, and a lot of asexuals will find people online, right? Maybe I'll find someone in person one day. And so I might go to more meetups. Like I said, that's one way of meeting people in person. You know, you can build more of a bond then as well and get to know people on more neutral territory, I think. The 20s to 30s group last time on meetup.com, when I went there last time, I told them I'm asexual. They're like, oh, what's that? What's your YouTube? I tell everyone about my YouTube channel. But yeah, I mean, I'm planning to in the future have a MacBook Pro made probably from the Mac store, and I've got my iMac, but it's getting so old now that a lot of the browsers aren't working on it anymore, and I want to be able to do a lot more videos, like recorded videos in the future. So I'm planning to like do that and more stuff. I'm tired. They only look body face to be with. That's why I feel they put me down. I'm not good enough. Well, you are good enough, Fiola. At the end of the day, you know, you can't just live with someone or be in a relationship with someone who's got pretty face and a nice body. You know, it doesn't last forever. That's not a basis for a relationship. It's just not, you know. At the end of the day, I'm not a skinny girl. I don't pretend I am, you know. But there's quite a lot of guys that even on dating apps that say they're foodies, which means usually they do have more weight on them because they love their food, you know, which is fair enough. You know, but I like eating and I have to eat regularly anyway because I get sick, and I'm not going to sit there being ill for any guy. Even my doctor said I'd rather you than worrying about any weight you have. I'd rather that you you know, that you just like didn't have low blood sugar and felt fine, you know, because obviously with COVID, you know, I think pretty much like the pandemic and staying in a lot, I think, you know, like many people put on a few pounds. Do you know what I mean? Exactly. It's not true love. It's not true love at all. You know, at the end of the day, like I need to look like the guy aesthetically because I can't kiss a guy I'm not aesthetically attracted to. But if he's got a rubbish personality, there's no point in being with him. You know, you need someone who's got a beautiful personality, really beautiful personality, as well as, you know, looks cute. But I like guys who aren't traditionally good looking, in the sense I don't like hairy guys. I don't like muscly guys. And, you know, and I'm not into big bulky guys. Like I like thin, skinny, short, like clean shaven boy next door type, you know. Which is very different, you know, and no muscles. Very different to what a lot of people think is good looking, you know. That's not the traditional look. A lot of women don't go for like thin, scrawny guys who are nerds. But I like that type of thing, if you know what I mean. But yeah, so I just think having a dating apps detox is good. I kind of feel like I want to get my life in order a little bit more. I want to try to be a bit more orderly in some things I'm doing, like with my videos and stuff. But it's hard, like if I go out and stuff, if I've got other stuff on, I kind of have to do it on the fly, you know what I mean? Like I've been out today, I did quite a few shorts when I'm out, you know. People love the shorts, so I need to do a lot more shorts as well, so people have a range of video lengths. So yeah, so I think when you're doing a dating app detox, in order for it to be successful, you have to have other stuff in place, because if you've got no other stuff in place, you're going to miss it. Like there's a hole in your life. Do you know what I mean? Because if you've made it a habit to go on the dating apps, which I was doing, making it a habit. So daily I would be on there usually, nearly every day, looking for people, looking for guys, obviously. And it was kind of a practice, like a ritual, like a habit. And once you've done that, if you're not going to do that anymore, you have to replace it with some other habits, ritual or something, because otherwise you're just going to miss it, like a hole in your life, because you're used to doing it and nothing has replaced it. So you need to kind of replace it. So that's why I'm kind of looking like, like I've got obviously I was watching 90 Day Fiance. I'm in the UK, just start. There's a Pakistani guy. He's 28 and his name is Sam. And his lady's called sorry, I need to look at the chat again. I was watching, so I saw that again. I was watching 90 Day Fiance in UK. It just started. There's a Pakistani guy, he's 20, and his name is Sam, and the lady called Pat, and she's 68. Oh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet. The only thing is, I do think, like some of the younger guys, they might just want a marriage to an older woman for a visa. But I hope they don't, I think sometimes it's to their advantage, not with me, but like they can live with an older woman, and a lot of the older women will cook and clean for them, and I don't do that. I can't have a guy living with me anyway. I'm single occupancy only here, and I love living here. And I'm not into cooking and cleaning for a guy, and I don't want marriage. So specifically make a point of that, because I'm going to be with a younger foreign guy. I want him to be with me because he loves me, and my personality will stay with me because he just wants to be with me forever, not because of some visa or some marriage or some other thing, It's like, you either love me for who I am in my entirety, as I am, or don't bother. Do you know what I mean? That's the way I feel. So yeah, but I just think I'm just trying to work out what I can do in place of the dating apps, I mean, I've got quite a lot of stuff I want to do at the moment, which I just feel that the dating apps have been taking my time away and energy from, and I just got fed up with it. Obviously, live stream back on this channel again now is going to take more of my time up, because I haven't been doing that for like the majority of COVID, and so obviously now I've got something to do regularly, and to still communicate and talk to people on here, which is still good for me, then it does feel better, so that's something that's good. Obviously I've still got to upload shorts and that, but I'm looking to like get a MacBook Pro, probably get it sooner rather than later. Probably have to get it, especially made, because I want to grow my Make Money Make Cash channel as well. I want to interview people who write books on there, because obviously I'm a book author and I'm growing a book publishing company as well. Predominantly my books are for asexuals, and I kind of like want to interview other authors on that channel, and help people who want to publish books as well. So that's where I kind of want to go, and other people make different ways of money online. I want to interview people on there, but I feel that the software on my iMac is not good enough really that the camera isn't that good to interview people. That'll be a great idea. Thank you, Fiola. Yeah. So I already plan to interview entrepreneurs on there about how they make money, make cash. But I specifically, because I'm an author, I specifically want to focus a lot on book publishing, because that's my business now. Since the 16th of December, rather than just saying I'm an author and writer, I focus on a book publishing business. So in the future, my plan is to get at least one of my asexual books into bookstores. I haven't actually announced that till now on this actual channel. So when the Asexual Guide to Sex comes out, for example, I want that in bookstores, but it's quite a long process to get it into bookstores. It's really not easy, and it might cost me quite a bit of money. So I have to take things step by step and worry about that later, not now, because I still haven't finished writing content for the book yet. I've got a long way to go. It's like writing content, formatting it, publishing it, promoting it, getting loads of podcasts and everything, and then actually trying to get into bookstores when it's like become an established book, if you know what I mean. Because it's got to go through ISBN agency, it's got to go through registration with their, got to go into libraries, and there's a lot. So but that's what I'm planning with my Asexual Guide to Sex. One of the things I'm planning is to try and get that book into bookstores, because it'll sell like hotcakes. I mean, even though it's an asexual guide to sex, most people in the world, they see sex and they'll be like, oh, I want that book. You know what I mean? And it's just going to be amazing. And if we do if we get that book into bookstores, I mean, you can imagine how many people are going to know about asexuality that never knew it existed before. This is a big ambition of mine that I haven't shared on this channel, but I'm seeing for you happening. Yeah, there's so much that's going to happen for me when Asexual Guide to Sex comes out. It's going to be a whirlwind. Faith without seeing, yeah. Well, I believe in myself 100%. I want my book in bookstores, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to get it in there. So come what may, I'm going to get a asexual book. I'm going to try and get the Asexual Guide to Sex book in bookstores. If I really want to do something, I will do it in the end. I know I will, because I'm that way inclined. I'm very determined. I've got all my determination back from when I was 15 years old. So I've done a lot of self-reflection during COVID and even during this year, and I've got a whole plan, like on my wardrobes. I see you big famous, yes, so do I. Well, thank you, Fiona, for your support. I love you. Mwah. So yeah, so basically I'm really going off on tangents, but it's not a tangent because I'm telling you what I'm doing while I'm detoxing from the apps, which is good. And so my plan is to get Asexual Guide to Sex into bookstores once it comes out, once it's published, it's been promoted, it's established, it's an established book, and people are like, I want that book. So yeah, so I've actually got on my wardrobes huge plans for everything I've got for Asexual Guide to Sex. There's far more than just that. I got big plans for it, right? So when it comes out, it's just my life's going to completely change. Asexuality, as we know it, is really going to reach wide, and I really believe that Asexual Guide to Sex book can change lives and go down in history as changing the course of asexuality in the whole world. That's what I believe. It's a really big ambition, really big belief, but that's what I believe. I just think that if I can get into bookstores, the more bookstores I can get into, the better. Then people are just going to, so many people are going to know about asexuality they didn't before. So many heterosexuals, for example, because as soon as they see the word sex, they'll just be like, oh no, like I want that book, you know. I might even end up selling more to sexuals because some asexuals don't like the word asexual on the cover, which is going to be on the cover, because they're not out to their parents and stuff like that. So, you know, they don't want the word asexual on the cover. But at the end of the day, I think it's really important, and I think everyone should get the book, whatever sexuality they are, because it'll be helpful. In Bible it says, call things that are not that they are. Yeah, so I've known since 15 I'm going to be very, very, very famous for something in the media, but I haven't known what it is. But I do have a feeling that it's probably Asexual Guide to Sex book. I'm not saying this to be big-headed or to say it to like just get people looking at me, but over the course of the last like months from November last year onwards, I've been thinking, why aren't I selling as many books as I can? So I am selling books every single month, but they're a small amount. And I thought, well, you don't promote yourself enough, Sandra. Unless people come to your channel, a lot of people don't even know you. And a lot of other people who are asexual doing other channels, a lot of them are in the media a lot more than I am. And so I'm thinking, well, you're going to have to be more and more famous and make yourself more and more famous to help more and more asexuals, because if you don't, people don't know who you are, you're not going to reach as many people. And so I thought, you know, because I'm not shy, that, you know, I didn't really consider that. But actually, I don't promote myself enough. I'm not on enough podcasts. I'm not on in enough magazines. I'm not in enough articles. You know, I'm on this show, but I need to be on a lot more stuff so people know who I am, so people know about asexuality, because I represent asexuality. You know, I am the representing asexuals across the spectrum, I'll add. So different types of asexuals. So, you know, it's very, very difficult when you are a bit shy. I am actually get a bit shy in comparison, I must do, because I'm like, oh, well, I didn't think I was that shy anymore. But really, by comparison, if I don't like comparing myself to other people, I think it's not good, and we shouldn't do it a lot of the time. But if I look at the other people in the asexual YouTube community, if you like, the other people that talk about asexuality, some of those don't last. They have channels and then they just stop doing them. They can't keep them up. They slow down. They have posts less frequently because they're not as into it as I am. I'm really into asexuality. I really love being asexual. It's a constant thing in my life that makes me happy. Talking on here makes me happy. I adore asexuality. I like bathe in asexuality, I breathe asexuality, I live asexuality, 24/7. And I would love to do more work for asexuals and get work in as an asexual person, and just like freelance work. But you know what I mean? I would like to actually be able to do more for asexuals. And I just feel that I've not promoted myself enough. And if I don't promote myself more, as in what I do to help asexuals and my story, a lot to say, then I'm not going to get as much publicity for asexuality as I could do. And therefore, I'm kind of doing asexuals a disservice by not promoting myself, because when I'm promoting myself, I promote asexuality, basically. Because that's what I live and breathe. So yeah, so that's the kind of the revelation I had. And I'm like, damn girl, you need to be doing a lot more stuff, especially getting more noticed in publications and stuff and podcasts. So I'm not like I'm on a podcast this week, a new one. God has a beautiful plan for you. Yeah, thanks, Yola. Lots of love. But yeah, I've known since 15 I am going to be very famous in the media, but I don't know how or why or when it would happen. But I've got a feeling it's the Asexual Guide to Sex book. I have a strong feeling that might be it. I'm not saying for definite it is. I'm just, because there might be other things like my Make Money Make Cash channel. I know the Make Money Make Cash channel in the future will be huge. I know I'll have a big following on there. I'll have lots of people watching that channel. It'll probably lead to a lot of other opportunities for me, and then I'll have to juggle both. But I'm known as the asexual entrepreneur already, so it just works really well. So I just know what's going to happen with that, and it might be that I get on big stages because of my Make Money Make Cash. It could be possible, or end up on different, it will happen, but I don't know how it will happen. Also, you will be with your soulmate. Yeah. So maybe my soulmate's going to come in later when I'm more famous. Maybe I'm not famous enough for him to meet me yet. He still doesn't know I exist. So there's multiple reasons. Yeah. So, but I the most important thing is I'm not, I already knew at 15 I would be famous for something, but and in the media, it's to do with the media. I already knew that. But, the most important thing is I'm getting famous for a purpose, like to help asexuals, not just for the sake of it or for my own ego or anything like that. That's particularly probably why I haven't promoted myself enough, because I'm not actually driven by ego. I'm driven to help asexuals, but I realise the only way I'm going to help asexuals more and more is by putting myself out there more and more and promoting myself more and more. And what I do when I say promote myself as an asexual person who doesn't, in my case, doesn't like sex, but that'd be very strange, because the because I'm sex positive for other people, sex repulsed myself. I'm like, I'm fine other people having it who like it, enjoy it, it's consensual. I'm very positive in that way, but I'm repulsed for myself. So it's kind of weird. But with the Asexual Guide to Sex, I'm quite sex positive, considering I'm repulsed for it for myself. It's a very interesting concept, and I was very repulsed when I first started writing the book. It was very difficult, and I had to have quite a lot of breaks, and I kept feeling sick. So that was part of the reason why it took. You have pure heart motives. Yes, Theo, pure heart motives. Exactly. So I'm having to change my life and myself more, because I'm having to think, like, when I was 15, I was really fearless. I used to do a lot of work experience in the media, in newspapers, and radio stations. I used to be quite active in the media because I always used to want to work in the media. And so, I used to be, thinking that way, geared towards that way. And yeah, it was just like really interesting. And I just love that, and I just thought, when I was 15, I was a lot more fearless. I was like, I don't care about what people think, I would just go for it. Even at college, I did media studies, and then I did A-level, but I also did marketing and media techniques in the leisure and tourism industry. I used to get someone like off the street and ask them if they'll go on a ride. I'll pay for it, and I'll film them with this coffee I made up. I was really good at it. I made up this coffee name. It's brilliant. It would probably sell really, really well because I did all the marketing campaign for it and everything. It's really good. I don't drink coffee. But yeah, and so I was really, I just didn't care what people thought, and I would go for stuff. And I feel over the years I've become less able to ask people things or go for things, and I need to change back to the 15-year-old girl, really. You didn't know that. Thanks, Viola. So So yeah, I'm very, you know, like I wanted to be a professional radio presenter. I used to do hospital radio presenting, but I wanted to be a professional radio presenter. That's what I wanted to do for years. But then I found out in 2009 that I was born to actually write. It's a long time ago now. Born to actually be a writer. That's the first time I was made redundant. And so that's when my love of writing just took over, and I knew I had to do it. But I'm not doing enough at the moment. I need to be doing something like really, you know, every day I'm at home. I need to be writing between 2 and 4 hours a day. Ideally 4 hours solidly a day, which is what I need. But if my concentration is really lacking or I'm not feeling as good, like 2 to 2.5 hours minimum. But I did notice a lot of people who are writers, but the prophetic I'm seeing ahead for you, it's not me, it's message from heaven. Oh, thank you. But you know, so I can see a lot, you know, that happens before it happens with me. And all my prophecies happen. Oh, bless you. Well, I've already, you know, established when I was 15 that I know I'll be famous for something in the media. I've always known that, even though I don't know what it is or how it's going to happen. Since I've been 15, I've always known it. I know it has something to do with the media and I'll be very famous for something, but I don't know what it is. So I didn't know what it is. But it could, you know, could be a lot of things still, you know, because I don't think I'm even, sometimes I don't even think I'm doing a fraction of what I'm capable of, and what really people haven't fully seen all of me. If that, well, you see a lot of me on this channel, but I just know I have a lot of skills and talents. Even me, when I look at my pic, I prophesy someone is coming into my life. Well, at the moment, I think the best thing for me is to try and focus on my business stuff, because I think that's the most healthiest thing for me. And I probably think if I can go clubbing, if it's not going to make me sick all the time, that'd be good to go there. But I'm like reserving judgment on that one, because I don't want to keep getting sick, 'cause I can't do my writing or anything, which is really bad. You know, going out more with meetup.com people, having asexual meetups, doing stuff like that, still socializing, still getting out, self-dating and all that lot, you know. I think all that stuff's really good for me. So like I said, when you're detoxing from something, it's a big part of your life, you've got to put something in place, otherwise you'll just like miss it too much. So I'm going to see how it goes with my new focus and that, and see, you know, about blogging and newsletters, doing them more and stuff, because I got a bit behind with them. But yeah, I just love being on this channel the most. But yes, I've got a meetup online with my asexual best friend tonight in not so long a time. So I love you and leave you for now. Fiola, it's been wonderful you being here. Thank you so much. I know there's been other people here as well. So I'm just going to go. I'm on my phone at the moment, if you saw a finger then. I better use my other finger. I'm on my phone tonight. So yeah. So I wanted to say thank you to everyone who's been here. So Alexandro Farsi, thank you for being here. They're from Italy and they're a guy. And then Sard Mood, they're from Morocco. And then Fiola. Yay, lots of love to all of you. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. And yeah, take care. Have an ace day. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Give the thumbs up if you like this video, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an episode of when I go live, or even when I post a video. Lots of love. See you soon. Take care. Bye, everyone. Bye, Fiola. Lots of love. Mwah. Take care. Nice to see you.